Ron brought it back.
I actually just saw him. I just tried out for the Ultimate Fighter and pulled him aside, though. And like I said, I grew up in wrestling, so kind of pulled him aside and
Okay, so
said some really good stuff.
great. So you just tried out for the new Ultimate Fighter?
I did.
So they held tryouts here?
Oh my goodness.
Did he recognize you before you pulled him aside?
He did. He was talking on the phone, and I was like really warming up because they had middleweight and light heavyweight, and they had the middleweights first, and he was talking on his phone, and he looked past. He looked at me like, oh, this guy. So,
That's good, great.
but you pulled him aside, and to make a long story short, I basically said, you know what, I love wrestlers to death, though. You're a wrestler, you're a college wrestler, and so was I. I said, you know what, you went to Dave Schultz Classic, you actually won in Greco-Roman twice, and got a deep appreciation for what you do, you know what, because all wrestlers, you know what, I think that's the only ones, ex-college wrestlers, that are actually doing Fox right now, as far as sports and MMA and stuff.
Nice.
But
Is there anything you can divulge about upcoming coaches or anything like that? Or are you allowed to say anything other than you tried out?
I can't say.
You can't say anything. I tried.
No, it's just one of those things. I mean, I live in Las Vegas. I mean, Zuffa's based out of here. The only thing I can say is this, is that all of those people, it was really nice to see some people from Las Vegas out there, because they were like, are you serious? Because it was in Indianapolis. It was in the middle of the week, and they made you come out here too because when you try out, 2 minutes for them to hold pads for you, 2 minutes to actually just roll, and that's it. You go out there for 4 minutes, and you got to find a sponsor. It's gonna, come up with $600 to fly you out there round trip.
So it's 170s and what else?
Oh no, it's middleweight, 185s and light heavyweights.
Light heavy.
And what do you weigh?
Right now, well, I'm an 85 pounder.
Okay.
Does he look like a 200-pounder to you?
Oh my goodness, have you seen some of the guys though? I mean, seriously.
No, yes.
When I fought Kelvin Gastelum, I mean, the guy is literally 5'9", 5'10" or 5'9". He's a little guy though, but he was pudgy. Not only that, he actually weighed over whenever we fought though. He actually had to buy the pounds down, and I let him buy them down because the Arizona Athletic Commission was like, you know what, we're not going to let this go. He was literally 10 or 11 pounds over. So that was crazy. But anyhow, I mean, they pulled him down to welterweight, and the really neat part was that actually he just got done winning, so he's still 7-8-0. I mean, he was an ex-college wrestler. But
So what do you mean when you buy pounds down?
when you buy pounds down, whenever they're over, the Arizona State Athletic Commission will say, all right, they won't let you fight anybody under 10 pounds or over 10 pounds. So whenever you're over 10 pounds, the Athletic Commission will say, okay, you guys agreed to weigh in at 185 pounds. You get 1 pound over that. Other than that, you're actually overweight. So in a nutshell, they make you buy it down. So if you're contracted out for, hypothetically speaking, $1,000, and you're going to have to pay $100 per pound or something like that. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Does it really?
No. And then they still won't let you fight them, and then they'll say, okay, we need to drop a new contract.
So does that come out of the purse money?
Absolutely, it does.
And then it goes to you?
It goes to me
if you're at
automatically.
weight?
No, it goes to your show money, because whenever you get ready to negotiate a contract,
this is not boxing there.
or any agent, you have an appearance fee, which hypothetically speaking, let's say you get $1,000 to show, and then your agent will say $1,000 to show, and then maybe $1,000 to win, and then you have submission of the night, knockout of the night, fight of the night. That the casino will also pay. So that's kind of how fighters actually get paid, though, and then plus you got your sponsors and whatever.
That's a normal one. The UFC is a whole other animal, a whole other beast. I mean, because now with their promotions, everybody, all the advertisers that have, that are on the octagon,
right?
Well, they have to pay to be on there, right? Now the stuff that the
fighters
fighters
wear, they're a cold piece.
Yeah.
UFC is a cold piece.
Yes.
Before you can even get a sponsor.
They got to pay them first.
They have to pay the UFC first. Zuffa.
So that's why they were so upset with Brock when he talked bad about Budweiser, huh?
Well, that, yes. But again, but what I was trying to get at is...
How about this one? Do you remember when Affliction, what's his name, Tom Atencio?
Yeah.
Tom paid his fighters not to wear the Affliction brand. And then they spun off, and then they had Oscar De La Hoya, that Golden Boy, and then they had what? It's Access TV now. What am I trying to think of? Mark Cuban with HD Nets.
HD Net now.
And then they also had
then Donald Trump came in.
Yep, Donald Trump. And it was funny because that is the highest paid card to date. They paid Andrei Arlovsky $1.5 million to get knocked out by Fedor Emelianenko.
No, wasn't the one before that when he knocked out Tim Sylvia more? I mean, if I remember correct.
Andrei Arlovsky is the highest paid MMA fighter to date on just a regular.
He got paid more than Fedor.
Yep, he sure did. Fedor got paid $300,000 on that fight.
Oh, that we know of. You know, his agent and company got the bulk of it as usual.
Yeah, absolutely though, and it's funny because like Andrei Arlovsky's on World Series of Fighting now, and if you're watching like what he's getting paid, it's like 20 G's, and he got wrecked by Anthony Rumble Johnson.
Yes, I was at that fight. Yes.
Dude, that dude is like seriously hurting grown men.
Well, let us not forget that a couple years ago he was fighting at 170.
No kidding. No. Not only was that, it was a World Series of Fighting event, and he was wearing a UFC glove.
Oh, that was Andre because they didn't make a big enough glove with the WSOF. Yeah, I remember.
Well, no, it's what is it? They just got done having the fight. What is the owner's name? The kid from New Zealand.
No, I can't.
Ray Sefo.
Ray Sefo.
Well,
he's just the guy.
He fought Huckabee,
yeah.
And he was doing really good. And Ray was just basically sticking them together, leg kick, whatnot, and.
That boy wasn't going anywhere, so he came back and
Huckabee was just going at him, and though, but you know what? All the respect to him, all the respect. You know,
he knocked out the boss. That was great.
my boy Dewey Cooper was actually cornering him and different things though. But Dewey's doing a good, a lot of things. He's got Bebu Shimanov as far as that, and I know he's got a.
I love Dewey Cooper. I used to see Dewey Cooper at K1 events all the time. I saw him 3 or 4 times at K1 events.
He's a beast, brother.
Plus, he does boxing too.
He does it all. Yeah. He does MMA. Muay Thai, boxing.
No, he does MMA. I did not know that.
Yeah, actually, I was talking to him because I was trying to look at some of the statistics about people that test positive for, steroids and blah blah blah. And it was a Strikeforce event. It was at the Playboy Mansion, and I was asking him. I was like, "Oh my God!" I said, "The guy that you were actually going against tested positive for horse tranquilizer and all kinds of stuff." Man, I asked him about it. He's like, yeah. He was telling me that the ins and outs. He goes no, man, after all of that said and done, he said, seriously, the guy took me aside and he said, man, I was willing to do anything to beat you, Dewey. So, but Dewey's got a daughter, man. He's got champions upon champions, though, man. I can't say enough about the guy, though, man. I watch some of his postings on Facebook. He's got a lot of good energy about him. I can't say anything bad about him.
Well,
good people.
Yeah, you were telling us before we started tonight that you got a fight in 30 or 45 days, and I know you're training with a good friend of mine. What do you think you need to work on to make yourself a better fighter?
It's so funny because I'm coming off of a loss, and the guy did not touch me at once at striking at all. So when we're talking about Malik, our mutual friend.
Okay, hold on. How do you lose a fight and the guy didn't touch you?
The guy did not touch me in striking at all.
No. So he wrestled. He out wrestled you?
No. I even took him down. He went to his back, and honestly, he got me in an armbar. He just having to explode up on an armbar, and it's crazy.
So it was like last night with
exactly.
Showtime and
it was
Benson Henderson.
Dude, I was reliving it all over again. I was sitting there. I was just,
Did you verbally tap or tap out like?
You know what? Actually, I was like, all right. I'm serious, man.
You have to. Nobody knows what that feels like unless you're in that hold. So
he put you in one, I'm sure.
No. I have an idea. I saw Frank Mir, pop Tim Sylvia's arm.
No, man. Did you see him get wrecked by Barnett?
Barnett.
And it's funny, okay. Barnett was taking Daniel Cormier's. Daniel Cormier is a really, really good friend of mine. So Cormier takes Frank Mir. What was it? His last fight. Took him up against the cage and just beat him up. Though technically sound, Mir was never in that fight whatsoever. Barnett just happened to pay attention. He took him up the same way, took him up against the cage, beat him up, but then shot that knee and boom, it was over. It's sad because...
Was it stopped too fast?
Probably.
I think it was. Because
especially whenever you're a pro. This isn't tough enough. Don't get me wrong, and this is the one thing that really, really just rubs me the wrong way. I love Kerry, I love, Jeff Meyer and all those guys, though, but when somebody says, oh, you guys fight tough, and I was like, no, we actually five-minute rounds, and when they hit you and they drop you, they keep on going
Well, I
because
think
it's their
that's the
livelihood.
distinction between an amateur and a pro now, right?
Absolutely. Well, a lot of people in Vegas don't know that because
They
UFC.
should by now.
UFC, no, they don't. I mean, I literally go out and about, and then I'm wearing like my Venom clothing or just
Yes.
kind of some board shorts, and they're just like, you know what? Oh, you must fight tough. And I was like, no, I don't fight amateur because, you know what I mean? Like you get hit, and they don't get paid to fight, so they've got to go to a day job, and whenever you basically start running a nosebleed, they'll stop it. That's the commission's issue. They're there to protect the fighter, though. But whenever you're a pro and you're like me, I mean, I'll work out anywhere between 8, 10, 12 hours, whatever it may be, and you're there, and that's your livelihood, and your sponsors definitely jump on board because you're giving them a win, then this is your livelihood. They're going to let you get beat up a little bit.
Well, see, again, I don't know with this fight yesterday. I mean, the way he fell down was kind of ugly.